Hey guys, and welcome back to the Peteytown Piranhas, a college football 26 team builder dynasty. In this episode, we're going to be going through an important bye week as far as recruiting goes. Then we're going to get into games against Utah State, San Jose State, and finish off against Northwestern. So we got some close battles going on. You see Jabari Raymond here. He's in a close battle with Virginia Tech and North Carolina just below us, and we got 4 other schools offering scholarships, so it's going to be a tough one. And then you got as close as you can get with us and Tennessee for Raheem Pryor, and we got the hard sell work in, so we'll see what happens with him. Then for Zach McGarrigle, I was looking at the options, and I really want to get him signed so that we can free up some hours for visits and other things on other guys. So I'm setting him up for a visit next week, and hopefully that can push him to join us before he goes on that visit with Pitt. Then you got Jaden Morrison. We're in a very tight battle against Ohio State, but we do have the Tier 5 pipeline, so I'm hoping that can push us over the edge. Now, things are a little scary for Lorenzo Regis right now. I got him on a visit next week, but if it doesn't look good after that against Ohio State, we're going to have to drop out, unfortunately, because they got quite the lead on us at the moment. You got another tight one here for Oscar Rivas, and that's really why I want to get Zach McGarrigle signed as quickly as possible, because we're going to need visits to help these guys along pretty soon. Apparently, we try to put that visit for Lorenzo Regis to no avail, because the very next week after the bye week, he committed to Ohio State, so fortunately we're going to have to take him off the board, but it does free up some points. As for our other players, Jabari Raymond, we were able to figure out his hard sell with that double soft sell strategy, so hopefully we can maintain our lead over Virginia Tech. Fortunately, we were able to guess Maurice Joy's hard sell, so hopefully that can help us in our fight against Arkansas. As for Raheem Pryor, we now have him on a visit, and we are also pairing him with Oscar Rivas to get that complimentary visit. And Oscar is down here, and we're trying to do the hard sell, soft sell strategy, so hopefully we can maintain that lead with that extra boost in visits, so we're doing our best with these guys. And some more positive news, Zach McGarrigle should commit after this week, as well as Jaden Morrison. And we go down here to Charlie Cahill, and we're going to get him on a visit, and trying to pair that with Nick Kurtz for complimentary visits, so hopefully that can help, as well as the hard sell that we have him on. Speaking of Nick Kurtz, Penn State's got a really big lead on us now, so if anything, we're just going to keep him so that he can do the visit for Cahill, but we do have a hard sell on him to see what we can do. Now it's time for some Mountain West Conference action against Utah State and their 3-2 record and 65 overall. And we're going to be hosting them in this one. Dropping back, they're going to fire it downfield and hit their guy in the middle of our zones to get it near midfield. Play action, and he steps around the pressure and finds a guy wide open in the middle of the field, and they're going to get it into our red zone, as Utah State is just really firing on all cylinders as this game is starting. Another play action for Utah State, and what an interception! Diving backwards, we get the interception. That is John Kamara making a tremendous play out there for us. After all that, Utah State is going to come away empty. Pete Manning gets it out to Bianca Croning to get us the first down and to get us out of the deep in our own territory. Here's a run with Pete Caruso, and he is absolutely accelerating out of there, and nobody is going to catch him as Pete Caruso is going to take in the long touchdown run. Just showing off his moves there, and his speed took care of the rest. And after that really impressive drive by Utah State ending in disaster for them, we take full advantage from deep in our own territory thanks to some brilliant running by Pete Caruso. Pass here for Utah State, and they're going to get around our zones to get the first down. And they just get it out before our pressure gets there, and it's going to be a first down. It's 3rd down and 4 for Utah State. They are going to drop back, hit their running back over the middle, and he sneaks his way in for the first down. This time they're going to do a RPO slant play, and their receiver ran a perfect route, and we had nobody there to cover him. Run right up the middle, and they are going to get just enough for another first down. And their guy is open, and he's going to get them to the inch line from the 2-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. They're going to send their tight end in motion to the left side. They're going to do a little read option with their quarterback, and he gets stopped up, but he's going to roll his way into the end zone for the touchdown, and they're going to tie it up. And so far, other than the interception deep in our territory, Utah State's really been moving the ball well. Quickly find ourselves on a 3rd down and 9. Pete Manning's going to drop back, fire, and it is intercepted, and Utah State's got a lane, and they're going to get it right into our red zone. Just not a good read from our quarterback, and he almost had it in our receiver's hands, but Utah State just stepped in front and snatched it away from us. Here comes Utah State, and this time we're going to bring him down thanks to Jake Arkin on the sack. 3rd down and 10. Utah State's dropping back. We bring some pressure, and they're going to throw a strike into the end zone, and Utah State is going to take the 14-7 lead on us, as we are looking a little discombobulated right now on defense. Really need a bounce back here from Pete Manning after the interception. He's going to throw it and find a nice crosser, and that's a nice way to get back into a rhythm by throwing it to Ryan Boyd. Little RPO, and we're going to get the first down. Pete Manning is going to fire, and he's going to hit a nice route, and we are going to break free into the end zone on a nice touchdown from Sharon Wright Jr. He ran a nice route there, and Pete Manning delivered a strike, and he got away from their defenders to get us a tie ball game. Some play action to start for Utah State, and it's going to be another interception for our defense, and we are going to return it to just outside the 25-yard line. That is Charles Lester III on the interception, and that's the 2nd time we've gotten him today. Here comes Pete Manning after the interception. It's going to be a nice toss to Pete Ackler, and he gets us close to the end zone to the 2-yard line. 2nd down and goal for the Piranhas. Pete Manning's dropping back, firing, and it's going to be caught over the middle of the field. He found the soft spot. That is Ryan Boyd, and he's going to put us back on top 21-14. Our defense forced Utah State off the field on a 3-and-out, so we're going to take back over on offense, and it's going to be a little wildcat who is that out there? Pete Caruso. So first time we've seen the wildcat for the Piranhas. And Juju Johnson's going to get the handoff and the first down. 3rd down and 1 for the Piranhas. Pete Manning is going to take it, and over the middle of the field, he's got wide open space, and he's going to get into the end zone. That's going to be Ryan Boyd again for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Looks like Utah State went with heavy pressure on that one, and once Ryan Boyd made the catch, there was no one there to cover him, and he just glided into the end zone to give us a 2-score lead. 3rd down and 2 for the Aggies. They're going to go with a handoff, and he splits our defense, and he's got a lot of black turf in front of him, and eventually we bring him down inside the 10-yard line. We thought we had guys there, but he just ran right by him. Here's a little play action out of goal line formation, and Isaac Wilson does not get around our defense as we bring him down for the sack. What a nice play by our defense on that one. I'll have to check who that is. I believe that was Earl Biggs on the sack. Yep, Earl Biggs. Earl Biggs sets him back a little bit. It's 3rd down and goal for the Aggies. They're going to drop back, steps up in the pocket, and we bring him down before he can get around us. They're going to try the field goal from the hash mark. It's going to be about an 11-12 yard field goal attempt here. He puts it up and it is no good. He hits it wide left, and those hash mark field goals are never easy, and they strike once again to keep Utah State off the board. Here comes Pete Manning, and he's going to fit it into a window. What a absolutely incredible accurate pass from our quarterback. Put it only where Sharon White Jr. could catch it. Here comes Pete Manning. He's going to fire a deep ball, and it is caught. Oh, what a beautiful catch by Bianca Croning on a post route there. Just absolutely fantastic hands from our tight end. From the 25-yard line, the Piranhas are threatening again. It's going to be over the middle, and it's going to be another touchdown for the Piranhas. It's going to be Bianca Croning. Just one play after making that nice catch, he makes yet another one, and they are going to go up 35-14 on Utah State. If you really think about it, Utah State had chances deep in our territory and really messed up 2 of them with an interception and a missed field goal. This game could look a lot different right now if they had converted those into points, but as it stands, we're out here on 2nd down and 3 after a nice little RPO play, and we're going to get another RPO play to get a 1st down. Pete Manning is going to fire a quick pass to get us the 1st down. It's 3rd down and 10 for the Piranhas now, just on their side of the 50-yard line. Pete Manning's going to drop back and fire a nice one to Pete Ackler, who catches it for the 1st down. Here comes Pete Manning again, and he's going to find Pete Ackler open on a drag, and he separates from them and gets us inside the 10-yard line. Whenever you need a big play, always look for number 18. So we're inside the 10-yard line now, thanks to Pete Ackler. It's going to be a little RPO to him, and he's going to find his way into the end zone. Pete Ackler puts us up 42-14. After the Pete Ackler touchdown, our defense got a 3 and out, so here's our offense. And that's Juju Johnson's going to get a nice big carry with a hole open wide for him to run through. Here's Pete Caruso running up the middle out of the I formation to get it 3rd and inches. There's a little goal line action on 3rd and inches for the Piranhas, sending Pete Ackler in motion. Pete Manning is going to toss it out to him, and he makes the possession catch to make sure for the 1st down. And Pete Manning's going to drop back to pass, and he is going to get taken down for the sack, their 1st sack of the game. 2nd down and 11 for the Piranhas. Pete Manning's going to drop back. He's going to float one to the end zone, and it's going to be caught on a beautiful corner route. That's going to be Sharon White Jr. getting in there again, and we are just dominating Utah State now after kind of a slow start to the game. It's 49-14, and I'm just going to let this one ride out. I'll see you guys at the end. Well, the fireworks didn't stop in the 4th quarter as the backups came in. We ended up getting the 63-21 victory over Utah State, and we had a bit of a rough start to the game, but we really found our stride, and the offense just couldn't stop scoring throughout the day. So just one of those games where some defense was optional, especially on their side, but we will take the win. So some fun stats to look at here in our 42-point victory over Utah State. We had 610 yards to their 342, and that included 219 yards rushing and 1 touchdown, while they managed 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. Through the air, we had 391 yards to their 241, and we were 6 of 9 on 3rd down, nice, and they had 3 of 8 on 3rd down. And then our defense forced 3 turnovers, while we only committed 1 ourselves. Pete Manning putting up the big numbers as usual with 328 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 interception on a less than ideal read from him, and 1 sack. And Pete came in with 63 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Pete A. Caruso was very effective today with 11 carries, 118 yards, and a touchdown. Receiving-wise, a bunch of guys got involved today, with Sharon White Jr. leading the way, 5 catches, 94 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Pete Ackler with 6 for 88 and a touchdown. Ryan Boyd, 6 for 78 and 2 touchdowns. Bianca Croning with 4 for 68 and a touchdown. Nick Cummins coming in with the backups for 2 for 49 and a touchdown. And then Kyrie Toon getting a 6-yard touchdown. Peter Eris had 9 tackles on the day to lead us there. Not much happening in the backfield as far as sacks go, but Earl Biggs and Jake Arkin got in for 1 sack each. Then we saw Charles Lester getting an interception, as well as John Camara in the red zone that helped keep him out of the end zone to start the game. And Trent Stevens got one on the last play of the game in garbage time. Unfortunately, Petey Boy missed his only field goal attempt of the game on what was one of the few negatives that happened during the game. And there is the commitment from 4-star gem cornerback Zach McGarrigle, so very excited about that one. Tennessee is making it a tough battle for Raheem Pryor, but we have him on a visit after our current game, so we'll see if we're able to snag him. For Rudy Brownlee, we're in the lead for him, and I'm going to try to sway to get this hard sell because this one is not really doing it for me, and this one's slightly better, so we'll see what we can do here. To my surprise, Ohio State's making it a recruiting battle for Jaden Morrison, and we already used up our visit, so can't put him on one of those, so we're just kind of hoping that we can get him, but Ohio State's gaining on us, so it's making me a little nervous. We should be close to closing out the battle for Sean Leonhardt, as Syracuse is way behind us now. Maryland overtook us for Oscar Rivas, but hopefully if we can get him to the Week 7 visit after this game, we can close him in and use that little boost to give us the edge we need. Physical route runner wide receiver Alex Payne is getting the hard sell and soft sell treatment, so hopefully that keeps us above Toledo. Charlie Cahill is another close one right now, so hopefully we can hold off Oklahoma, but that Tier 5 pipeline is making me sweat a little bit. At this point, we're probably not going to get Nick Kurtz, but I'm going to keep him on the board just for that Week 7 visit to help out Charlie, hopefully. And AJ Peppers, we're going to add some points to him because Wisconsin's pulling away a little bit, so I want to see if we can try to get back in on him after using points on other guys. Now it's time to travel to San Jose State, and they're 64 overall with a 2-2 record, so we'll see if we can take on our Mountain West opponents and handle them successfully. On their opening drive of the game, the Piranhas are on a 3rd down and 3. Coming out in the pistol, we just hand it off to Pete A. Caruso. He's got plenty for 1st down yardage. Another handoff to Pete A. Caruso, and he's got a lane up the middle, and he fights his way into their territory inside the 40-yard line. Here comes Pete Manning. He's going to find Pete Ackler. He turns the corner, and their guy finally takes him down around the 15-yard line, and we're going to be in their red zone. Little double stack action here for the Piranhas now. Pete Manning's going to drop back, fire the slant, and Sharon Wright Jr. almost fights his way into the end zone. He gets it to the 1. Here comes Pete Manning. He's going to throw it out there to Pete Ackler, who is wide open for the touchdown, and it does not take long for the Piranhas to open up the scoring in this one. Here come the Spartans now. They're going to back up, and they're going to throw an interception on their first play. John Camara, 2nd week in a row, he's got an interception. He just uses great zone coverage there, jumped right in front of the route, and he baited their quarterback into throwing him the ball. 3rd down and 11 for the Piranhas. Pete Manning is firing, and it's a tight window throw, but it's hauled in for the touchdown by Bianca Croning. We've said that so many times over the course of this dynasty, and it's happening again as we get a 2-score lead early on the Spartans. It's 3rd down and 4 for San Jose State. They're going to drop back, fire, and it's going to be complete for the 1st down. and they're going to keep the chains moving. Coming out here in double mug on first down and 10. They're going to send a guy in motion. And they're going to hand it off, and he fights his way through our tackle, and he's got some space, and we finally hit him hard out of bounds. Third down and 4 for the Spartans. We got a bunch of guys up on the line here. Going to throw a pass, and it's going to be complete for the first down. San Jose State really moving the ball now after that interception on the last drive. They're going to take it from the 30-yard line, and he's feeling some pressure, but he escapes and scrambles for 7 yards. They're going to set up a screen here, and the blocks line up perfectly, and their running back is going to get it just to the 10-yard line. Man in motion now, showing some man coverage down here. They're going to throw it out to their running back, and he's brought down. Inside the 5-yard line, it's third down and 4 for San Jose State, and they're going to toss it out there. He just dissected our defense and just threw it to a spot, and his receiver was there to make the catch for the touchdown. So San Jose State responds after that interception with a touchdown drive of their own. They're going to make it 14-7. So both offenses have empty possessions, and our offense is back out here with a Pete A. Caruso run for 8 yards. Here's a Pianca Croning RPO, and he's going to get us the first down. Here comes Pete Manning, and he's going to get it to Pete Ackler, who evades their defenders and gets us past the first down marker. Play action from Pete Manning. He's going to find a wide open receiver. It's Sharon Wright Jr. making a big play to get it into their red zone. Third down and 2 for the Piranhas. Pete Manning's pointing out some checks. He's going to drop back, but they're going to get the pressure in as they just overloaded our offensive line, and we couldn't handle it, and they're going to force a field goal attempt. Petey Boy's coming out here for about a 29-yard kick. He's going to put it up, and it looks good, but it is no good as Petey Boy pushed it, and we're going to come empty from that drive. After the missed field goal, we got the Spartans off the field on a 3-and-out, so here comes our offense back on the field. Pete Manning is throwing it out there to Pete A. Caruso, and he's going to get us into their territory once again. Third down and 3 for the Piranhas now. Pete Manning's going to drop back. He's got a guy open, and he's going to hit him over the middle of the field. A nice throw for Nick Cummins. We're on third down and 9. Pete Manning's going to drop back, and he is going to fire for Pete Ackler, but unfortunately the pass leads him a little backwards, so not able to make something happen there. Petey Previtt's feeling aggressive, and it's a fourth down and 5. Pete Manning is going to fire, and it'll be Pete Ackler, and he's going to fight his way into the end zone. Just a marvelous contested catch by our guy, Pete Ackler. There's really nothing you can do with that 6'4", 200-pound frame of his, and he's going to leave them feeling helpless as we're going to go up 21-7. After that Pete Ackler touchdown, neither offense could do anything at the end of the half, so here comes San Jose State to start the second half. They are going to throw it over the middle. We had a guy there, but they make the catch and bounce off of us for a first down. Second down and 10, it's double mug time, and they're going to throw it right in between us where we didn't have anybody, and George Emanuel is going to save them from getting any further. Spreading us out wide here is the Spartans on second down and 8. They're going to do a little play action, and they're going to hit their running back as our guy is trailing him, and they bring him down, but not before the first down. Third down and 11 for San Jose State. They're going to drop back, fire it quickly, but Charles Lester III makes the tackle to prevent him from getting any more yards. Here comes a 44-yard attempt, and they are going to put it through, and they're going to make it 21-10. Here comes Kyrie Toon in motion, and we're going to hit Pianca Croning out of that. He's going to break a tackle and get himself a couple extra yards. Pete Manning's going to find Pianca Croning again, and he fights his way to second and inches. RPO, and the blocks line up nicely, and we're going to get the first down. Here comes a stretch play for Juju Johnson, and he finds what he needs and Kind of gets tied up with our blocker there, but he's going to get a nice gain just outside the red zone. Here comes Pete A. Caruso on a little orbit motion, and we're going to fire it out to him, and he's going to make the catch, and he's going to charge his way to the 2-yard line. After that catch from Pete A. Caruso, we're here on 1st and goal, and we are going to toss it out to Pete Ackler, and you can just put that as money in the bank whenever we go to that play, and they don't go out there to cover Pete Ackler, and he's just made a whole career out of that, and we are going to go up 28-10 on San Jose State. And by the way, that is Pete Ackler's 3rd touchdown reception of the game, so really getting our star guy involved today. There's really nothing spectacular happening on defense right now. We're just making solid stops on them. And we got another one as Pete Manning is launching, and he's going to hit Pete Ackler on the big catch. He's going to get us into the red zone as Pete Ackler continues to force his will on the San Jose State Spartans. After that big play to Pete Ackler, we're here on a 2nd down and 7. It's going to be a handoff to Pete A. Caruso. He makes a nice spin move to get out of the jam there and make it 3rd and 1. Heavy goal line formation here. It's going to be a handoff. Peteytown Grant pushes his way in, and he's going to roll into the end zone for the touchdown. So the Piranhas take advantage of that big play, and they're going to go up 35-10. Screen pass is going to get them the 1st down as they fight for some more yards. Here's a 3rd down and 7 situation for the Spartans. They're going to toss it short, and they are going to get the 1st down. There's a pass out there, and they got him on outside the numbers, past the 1st down marker. Here's a pass over the middle, and they have split our defense, and they're going to get a long touchdown on that one. Their quarterback faced some pressure, but he stood in the face of it and delivered a pass to their receiver, and that's going to make it 35-17. And Ryan Boyd's going to get wide open underneath for the 1st down. 3rd down and 2 situation for the Piranhas, trying to stay on the field. Pete Manning is going to toss a deep one. He's got him, and it's going to be a long touchdown for Sharon Wright Jr. So Pete Manning's hit a couple long passes today, and he hits a nice one there to our receiver, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up even further now. It's 42-17. So that'll do it here at San Jose State, where we got the 42-17 victory. Just a nice effort from the guys today, and especially Pete Manning putting up some nice numbers. Against San Jose State, we had 493 yards to their 310. We contributed 111 rushing yards and a touchdown, while they only had 34 rushing yards. Passing-wise, we had 382 yards to their 276, while we were 7 of 11 on 3rd down and they were 5 of 11. And we had a smooth operation while we forced them into 1 turnover. Pete Manning was just about flawless in this game as he had 382 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions, and he was only sacked once. Pete A. Caruso was efficient with 11 carries and 63 yards, while Peteytown Grant punched in a touchdown. Pete Ackler was a superstar today with 8 catches, 129 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Sharon White Jr. also contributed with 4 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. And Bianca Croning had 7 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown. Charles Lester III made his presence known with 11 tackles, while George Emanuel had 10. Charles Hardy had our only sack on the game, and John Kamara had that interception. Again, Petey Boy missed his only field goal attempt, so hopefully we can get him back on track. And Jaden Morrison did end up choosing us, so Ohio State gave us a little scare, but we still brought him home. Despite our hard-selling efforts, Jabari Raymond has fallen to 2nd place for us as Pitt has overtaken us. It's a recruiting battle against Tennessee now for Raheem Pryor, but we do have him on a visit for this next game, so hopefully that's enough to get him to join our team. Our sway worked on Rudy Brownlee, so we're able to hard sell him now with not the best hard sell in the world, but it's still better than what it would have been, so we'll take it. Got a really close call here with Oscar Rivas now. We have him on a visit this week, and Alabama and Maryland are above us, so we're really hoping for good results in our game against Northwestern, see if that can turn the tide for him. It's also coming down to the wire for Alex Payne, as Toledo is still on our tails for him. Continuing with that visit trend, Charlie Cahill is coming, and we're going to need that boost here to get us over Oklahoma. And unfortunately, Nick Kurtz went to Penn State, but he's still got a visit scheduled, so hopefully that boost can help with Charlie. And we're also looking at the battle for Trey Rizzo, as Nebraska is on our tail for him, but we have him on a Week 11 visit down the road. As for AJ Peppers, Wisconsin still has a big lead on us, but we're going to put him on a visit. We're also going to do the 2 soft sell formula. Now it's time to take on another non-conference opponent with Big Ten's Northwestern, and they're 74 overall. They are 2-4 on the season, so a little bit of a struggle for them, but hopefully we can make that struggle continue.
And they're dialed in, and they're so
Here's a little read option for Northwestern. They caught our defense unawares, and their quarterback is going to fight his way to about the 35-yard line. Another run for Northwestern, and it's going to be a nice gash up the middle as they get to our side of the 50. Outside run, and this time we're going to swallow them up thanks to Peter Latagowski and John Kamara. Here's a passing play for Northwestern, and our pressure is going to get home for the sack as Jordan Crawford and Tadarius Collins bring them down. A couple negative plays get Northwestern a 3rd down and 20 now. We're going to drop back, and we're going to get some pressure again, and Tadarius Collins is there again. 2 straight sacks for Tadarius, and we're going to get off the field. Here comes the offense for the first time today. It's going to be a pass to open it up, and we're going to get it out there, and a nice 1st down completion for Bianca Croning. Empty formation for Pete Manning. He fires quickly over the middle of the field, and we found the vacancy in their defense to James Bickley. Just outside of their red zone, Pete Manning is dropping back and firing a pass, and 2 defenders there, but that's no problem for Juju Johnson. It's 3rd down and 6 now for the Piranhas. Pete Manning is going to throw, and he finds, and he's going to hit him out on the out route, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Piranhas. That's Ryan Boyd getting into the end zone. Our defense stopped Northwestern cold on the last drive, so our offense is here from the 41-yard line. And Pete Manning is running around, and he's going to find our receiver and get us the 1st down, thanks to Sharon White Jr. Here's a little RPO bubble that gets us just close to the 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Starting the 2nd quarter, we're on a 3rd down and 1. Pete Manning's going to drop back, and he's going to fire a hitch route, but it's dropped, unfortunately. Going for a very long kick here for Petey Boy. He's going to put it up. It's got the leg, and he's going to put it just through the uprights. So nice kick from Petey Boy. He's going to put us up 10-0. Quick pass out to their guy, and he's going to get around it. They used an RPO screen to great use on that play. Here comes some pressure again, and guess who? Tadarius Collins is in the backfield once again, and you really got to keep an eye out for number 49 in this game because he's been everywhere. Here comes a screen pass, and their running back's got a lot of space, and he uses a spin move to get himself 11 yards. 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats. They're going to change things up, move their guys around, and they're going to drop back to pass. And he is going to fire, and it's almost intercepted, but the defense gets in the way of the pass to force him off the field. Here's a run for Pete A. Caruso, and he's got a convoy, but they managed to bring him down after the first down. After that first down run by Pete A. Caruso, it's 3rd down and 5 for the Piranhas. Pete Manning's going to look, some pressure, but he delivers a strike for the first down despite that pressure to Sharon White Jr. Pop pass to Bianca Croning, and we're going to get into their territory. 3 wide receivers wide to the left for the Piranhas here. And it's going to be another pop pass. This time it'll be to our slot receiver. It's going to be Nick Cummins on that one. From the 15-yard line, it's 2nd down and 7 for the Piranhas. We're going to go try a stretch to Pete A. Caruso. He gets the block from Kane Burr, and they are going to bring him down, but he gets it inside their 5-yard line to put us in threatening territory. From the 4, it's going to be Pete A. Caruso up the middle, and he can't quite get it into the end zone. 2nd down and just inches away from pay dirt here. It's going to be a run by Pete Manning, and they're going to be all over that. So sometimes we can catch them with that play, but Northwestern was all over it. 3rd down and goal for the Piranhas. It's going to be handed off. It's an RPO play that we like to throw out to Pete Ackler, but they had it covered up. It's going to be a field goal attempt here for Petey Boy, and he's going to put it up and through the uprights. So still managed to get something out of that drive, and then we're going to go up 13-0. Here comes a power read by their quarterback. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to get a big gain on 1st down. It's 3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats with just over 2 minutes left in the half. They're going to scramble, and it's going to be a forced fumble by Peter Latagoski, and it's picked up, and we're going to return that one for a touchdown. To Darius Collins brings that all the way back for the touchdown. It's a scoop and score for our defense. And to Darius Collins has been all over the field today, and this time he's the beneficiary of a Peter Latagoski sack. Here comes a pass over the middle, and he gets it by everybody who is busy covering their man, and he gets a 1st down. Here comes the pressure again. Oh my goodness. To Darius Collins is really in the first half just a shoo-in already for some Defensive Player of the Week awards with the game he's having today. 3rd down and 21 for Northwestern. They're going to get it out, and it's got nothing doing for it. And they're going to have to give us the ball back before the end of the half. See how we handle this end of half situation. Pete Manning is going to fire it, and it's going to be a nice completion in the middle of their defenders to Bianca Croning. It's a wide double stack here from the 36-yard line. It'll be thrown out there to Pete Ackler for 9 yards. Comes Pete Manning again, almost runs into a defender, but it's going to be a completion to Pete Ackler on a running throw from Pete Manning. He just finds our guy in the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas are just absolutely routing the Northwestern Wildcats in this one. Both offenses can't do anything to start the second half, so our offense is here on 3rd and 3, and we're going to drop it. And on the punt, they're going to give us a flag, so they're going to keep our drive moving with a roughing the punter penalty. Pete Manning tosses to Bianca Croning, and he's got enough for the 1st down. Ooh, a little read option off the Wildcat for Pete A. Caruso, and he's got 8 yards. After the Pete A. Caruso run, we had a penalty on the last play, so it's 2nd down and 12. And we're going to do a little RPO, but Pete Manning just tosses it out there super lightly, and it gives Northwestern a chance to run under it for the interception, and they have brought it all the way back for a pick 6. So just not a great look for our quarterback on that one. That's really the thing that's keeping him out of the Heisman race. I think if it wasn't for all these interceptions, we'd have a legitimate shot with him at the Heisman, but unfortunately it's just one of those things, like you're just floating it out there, and it's a hitch route, and there's just a lot of traffic there, so just not the best of decisions. Hoping Pete Manning can recover after that pick 6, and we're here on 3rd down and 5. And it's going to be a little drag that he escapes the defenders with, and a little juke move is going to get him some more as Ryan Boyd makes the play to get us the 1st down and more. It's a handoff to Pete Caruso, and he gets around the edge, and he's got a lot of space to maneuver to get it just outside their red zone. Pete Manning drops back, fires over the middle, and there is old reliable Pete Ackler wide open in the end zone, and we are going to go up 34-7 over Northwestern, and just a fantastic performance outside of that interception for Pete Manning and the offense. Our defense has a lot of time to rest, and we're going to start out with a tackle for a loss by Peter Latagowski for 4 yards.
Second down, they'll go to the air.
Their quarterback has some time, and he gets it out to their running back, and he gets back 11 yards. From the empty formation, it's 3rd down and 3 for Northwestern.
They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short.
And they're going to get it over the middle of the field on a hitch route. Darius Collins was closing in again, but they got it out just before he got there. Play action for Northwestern. They're going to toss it out to the side, and it's complete on a nice contested catch from their receiver. Here's a push up the middle, and just an absolute bull rush there by, looks like, Jordan Crawford, and he gets in there for his 20th career sack. Jordan Crawford helps make it a 3rd down and 13 situation for the Wildcats. They're going to try a screen pass again. Blocks are lining up, but we are going to tackle them before the 1st down marker. Desperation mode on 4th down and 3 for the Wildcats. They're going to try a speed option, but we're not going to give them a chance to pitch it as George Emanuel comes in to shut it down. Handoff for Juju, and he's going to jump his way, and he's going to accelerate into the end zone on a long touchdown run. Just a really nice acceleration there from Juju Johnson, showing off his athleticism, and we are going to go up 41-7 on Northwestern, and we're going to bring in the backups, and I'll see you guys at the end. So we added another touchdown in that 4th quarter, and our defense actually shut out Northwestern's offense today, and we could have had our first shutout if it wasn't for that pick 6, but we will take a 41-point victory anytime, and the Peteytown Piranhas just keep on rolling. So looking at the stats, we had 432 yards to Northwestern's 301, and we had 118 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns to their 45. Passing, they had 256 while we outgained them with 314. And they were 2 of 10 on 3rd down while we were 4 of 9. We added on a couple of turnovers in garbage time to make our total 3 while we only turned the ball over once, but it was that pick 6, so a little bit of a costly one, but not in the grand scheme of the game. It was a solid day for Pete Manning with 286 yards, 3 touchdowns, the pick 6, and he was not sacked once today. Pete Caruso was a little limited today. He had a little wear and tear as the game went on, but he still got 11 carries for 66 yards. And then Juju Johnson came in explosively with 3 carries and 34 yards and a touchdown. And Evan Uzama came in to get a touchdown as well. Pete Ackler was solid today with 6 catches, 71 yards, and 2 touchdowns, while Bianca Croning went for 4 and 58. And Ryan Boyd had 5 for 51 and a touchdown. George Emanuel came out and had 9 tackles and 2 tackles for a loss. The pass rush came alive again today with 3 sacks by Darius Collins, including a fumble recovery for a touchdown. And Peter Latagowski got that strip sack and another one to get 2. And Jordan Crawford had 1.5 sacks. The 2 other turnovers were interceptions by Drew McEthan, and one of them was in the end zone for Northwestern to keep their offense off the board and maintain our defensive shutout. And Petey Boy was able to get back on track with 2 of 2 on field goals with a long of 58, so very impressive number there for Petey Boy. Moving ahead to next week, we did manage to get 5-star right tackle Raheem Pryor away from Tennessee, so that's very exciting news. Joining Raheem will be Gem Will linebacker Sean Leonhardt, and another commit came through with defensive tackle Charlie Cahill. After those nice recruiting updates, we're going to end our episode here. In our next episode, we're going to be taking on some more Mountain West Conference opponents with New Mexico, Wyoming, and then another out-of-conference game against Pitt, and that's going to be a rivalry game, so should be an exciting way to end next episode. But for now, we're going to end this episode of the Peteytown Piranhas. I'll see you guys in the next video.